Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And I'm just sitting down for a few minutes before I call it a day. Been up and down the ladder because I've been getting the struts up there on the roof, hold the wire and the shade cloths. Those are at 4-foot centers. Been up and down doing that. Then I had to do some digging here. I did some digging over there, and I got the backing support in where the cement board is going to go to protect the greenhouse at the bottom. That'll be a small planter there, and probably be where, like I said, I'm going to put my citrus trees. So I just saw Tomcat come over to visit me. He's underneath my van right there. For all you people that are asking about Tomcat, how he's doing, there he is. He'll run away if I start going towards him, but in the meantime, he'll just hang around like that and keep an eye on what I'm doing. He's the boss. So he's got his things going. All right. So anyway, yeah. So figured I'd hang my ladder up over there, get it out of the way, and I took the two one-sided pallets out here, and I got those on the other side of the wall here. And go figure, I figured the distance to be just about right, and I didn't even use a tape measure. I used my eyeballs and figured that out just right. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to cut some more 4x4s and build with 2x6s on the bottom so they don't sink into the ground. And then I'll put the legs on where I need them the right distance apart and crisscross them so that they don't crisscross them one way, this way, and then this way, so that they don't rock back and forth. And then I'll get these things up in place. So I've got about 100 gallons between these two left and these two here, and I need to clean them out a little bit after they're empty. But they'll be empty for a little while. When I get them out of there, I'll be putting them out here. I'm going to get them up high enough so that the pipe manifold is as high as this wall right here. And I'm not sure. I'm thinking I was going to run the manifold outside and then come around that corner, and then I'll be able to reach all of the valves as I need to if there's an emergency. Because as it is here, the valves were up against the screen and I couldn't get to them. And here is going to be a 30-inch wide planter, and the valves will be way back there coming through the screen. So I'm thinking I'm going to put them on the outside and run a 2-inch PVC manifold across there, and come around the last one and just come right in right there, because that's where my battery is and my my pump and all of that stuff. So I think that'll work out. And if I just leave them like this, but have the 2-inch manifold running, then I can shut off the main valves of all of them. But when I'm filling them, I just open up all the main valves so they all fill up at the same time. Save some time there. So I'll be running the water out of this one here pretty soon, and that's all going to go to my mulberry trees. I've noticed that there's buds starting to show up on those. Beautiful day today. It's still I would say low 60s right now, and the sun is just getting ready to go down. And the rains that they're talking about now are down to 40% for Tuesday. And before it was going to be through Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now it's just 40% for Tuesday, and that's it. We'll see. Like I said, you can't bet on anything that they say. If you don't like the weather, change channels. You'll get a different weather. That's the way it is. And then they say we're going to get inundated and flooded and all that stuff. Flash flood warning. Get out the tools and start building an ark. Get your animals in there 2x2. Nah, we get a 100th of an inch. Go figure. All right. So anyway, And that's what I've been doing today. And this is how I'm addressing the ceiling, the roof to hold the wire in shade cloth. It's not that heavy, but I will be putting angle braces on that one, this one, and this one going up. So it just gives that a little bit more support. So when I'm nailing down the wire and shade cloth, I can actually get out there on the roof and it won't flex down or break or anything. And then, of course, I got to get all this stuff out of here before I can put up my beams that go against this wall. There'd be one there and one here. So it'd be a triangle to this one. And that'll give me a little bit more sturdiness. But for the layout that I'm going to do for the planter beds, that's going to work out the best that way. And I did measure up in here today, because I got to figure out how to get my wire. I've been calling around trying to get this aviary wire, and nobody has any. Apparently it ships from China, and they haven't been receiving shipments. So it just isn't available anywhere. Now I can get half-inch hardware cloth, which is heavier than this stuff. The problem with that is that the roots won't grow through it as well as it will through this. This stuff will actually rust and break when the root gets stronger and bigger. But actually the root will grow right around this, and the metal will be inside of the tree. And all it does is give iron to the tree, so it doesn't hurt it at all. But the rest of the plants won't go down that deep, so I don't have to worry about those roots. And I've been saving up all of my tin cans from vegetables and things like that, so that I can throw those in the fire pit, get them all burnt and ready, because that'll be the first thing that goes in the bottom of this pit is a bunch of tin cans. And I always want to burn them, because some of them are plastic lined on the inside, and also it takes the labels off of them, burns that plastic lining out of the insides, and then they're just tin cans. If you put those in the bottom of your planters, or when you're planting a tree, throw a couple down in the hole. That feeds iron, slow release iron, over years to your plants in your planter. And also I'm saving up half of my eggshells, because half of them I crumble up into fine pieces, feed back to the chicken for calcium. And then the other half I'll be saving in a bucket like this. Get a big bucket full, because the plants that like calcium, when I'm planting those or transplanting those, take some finely ground up eggshell and put it down in the hole before you put your plant in. And some coffee grinds too for tomato plants. Coffee grinds and eggshells really work well for tomato plants. And one other thing, remember about your tomato plants is don't make the mistake of thinking you can plant your tomato plants in the same place every year. You got to go 3 years from the last time you planted in an area before you replant in there. And that's because tomatoes are really hard on the soil. They take out all of the nutrients, and they leave it really in bad shape. So you could pull all that soil out and remix it with fresh soil. Too much work. Just rotate your crops, especially your tomatoes. You got to definitely rotate those tomatoes. So I want to get this going in here, and I think I might have enough wire on here on this roll. I'm going to check it tomorrow to put one layer across this wall right here. And if I do, then I can get the rack built for the totes. And I was asked how I was going to get those totes out by A-, which is Jeff and Cricket. But they will fit through these openings, or they will fit through the door. So these, when they're empty, well, actually this one, I'll just turn sideways and slide it right out through there onto the rack, and then move it over here. Then this one, I'll turn sideways, slide it across, and put it out right over there. And then that one over there, I think I might just leave it where it is because it blocks the wind off that one corner. So it's not hurting anything. And I'll just use that as a backup emergency 275 gallon water backup. So, that one will come over here with these two, or these three, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total I need. I've got 4 here and 2 up on the other side of the cabin, so that'll give me all of the totes I need down here. That one is just too dirty and full of metal shavings to be worth anything, so I'm going to pull it apart, get it out of there, and I'll be able to use all the different parts for other things. But I'll never waste the time trying to clean that thing out so I can put clean water in it, or usable water in it, because it's just too dirty. And these are dirty because this is actually algae growth that's in there. But I can kill that off by using chlorine tablets. I take one big 3-inch tablet, cut it into 4 pieces, and just drop it in these tanks. And a few days later, you'll notice the water starts clearing up. But all the dead algae falls down to the bottom of the tank, so you got to end up cleaning it out anyway. All right, everybody, I'm going to wrap it up here and go inside. And I think tonight might be a cold beer night. I haven't had cold beer in a couple of nights now. So I think I'll have a couple of cold beers tonight with my supper. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget your thumbs up down there. Don't forget to subscribe. That's very important. And it doesn't cost you anything, and it doesn't hurt you in any way. It doesn't cause any problems with your computer. You'll be fine. Thanks for joining me, everybody. G Bear signing off.